So this is just going to be a quick video on installing Windows 98 on this vintage Compaq Presario 4824. And this is a Pentium 2 machine. And I'm also using a SD to IDE adapter, so it doesn't have an actual hard drive. It has that adapter in it, and you can see the light down in the case blinking, flashing for where the hard drive is supposed to be, but it's really reading to that SD card, or installing on that SD card. So here I'm going to select custom installation of Windows 98, and I'm going to include the desktop themes because where it says system components, because there's a lot of themes on Windows 98 that I really enjoy, really need themes that just, they don't make Windows like that anymore. There's a mystery one, a space one, underwater theme that I love. Just it's a lot of fun, and they don't put that much, into Windows 11 or Windows 10 anymore. I mean, you can get themes, but these are really, customize your whole computer and your icons and all that, and the sounds. So really a lot of nostalgia there. So I'm gonna select that, and then there's also a TV, I think it's Internet TV or TV Tuner, or no, it's a Web TV for Windows, and I've never been able to get that working, but this computer supposedly has a TV Tuner card, so maybe I can get that going somehow. We'll see. So I'm going to be installing Windows 98. The PC originally came with Windows 95, but I've had some trouble getting Windows 95 installed. I've tried some floppy disks, downloading the ISO to the floppy. I've had some problems with that. And I tried some CD versions I have of Windows 95, and those also didn't work. So I just decided, since Windows 98 goes right into setup from CD-ROM mode, when you boot the computer, it'll automatically pull up the CD and ask you to boot from that. I just thought I'll install Windows 98. I mean, it's still relatively close to when the computer was new. I mean, it was made in 1997, so just a year off. So one of the issues I was having with this PC was that it was not recognizing some of the drives that were in it, or drives that I would plug into it. The two optical drives that were in it, I tested this out by plugging in the power cable, power connector into the drive, and whenever I would do that, it would work, and the light would come on like it was, reading the drive. But then when I would plug in the data cable, the ribbon cables, because this has the old style ribbon ones, it would stop recognizing the drive, and there would be no light, no power, nothing would come up. So I read that it could be a few different things. Maybe the disk controller on the board, on the motherboard. It could be the IDE controller. So luckily I had an extra ribbon cable and just swapped that out, and that ended up being the issue. The ribbon cable for the CD drives was bad. It was not recognizing any of the drives, changing the pin from master to slave on the back of the drive. That wasn't working either, so that's how I found out it was the ribbon cable that had gone bad. I mean, 30 years old, 1997, I mean, stuff is about to, is going to go bad. So this is the drive I originally tried to use with this PC, because both the original drives were bad, And on this drive, I found out was also bad. That's why I have this trusty Samsung 2001 drive on top of the computer. Has been through a lot. I was really surprised when Windows 98 finished installing and came up with the introduction, the Welcome to Windows 98 screen, because the graphics were all there, the colors were there, it wasn't washed out or pixelated, and the colors were good, and so I guess Windows 98 recognized all the drivers, and usually that doesn't happen with a lot of these older computers. I've had some problems with Windows 98 not recognizing a lot of the drivers and features in the computer, but was very happy that it all worked out and installed everything. So I found a Dell Dimension, I think 3000 something, at the thrift store, I think earlier this year or end of last year, and luckily I was able to salvage the optical drive from that. It was from around 2004, and that's the primary disk drive for this PC now, so hopefully will be more reliable than some of these older optical drives I've been having fail on me. And then I'm just gonna open up some of the desktop themes here that I really love, um, and really wish they would do something like this on modern Windows, instead of the just flat icons and pictures. I think Windows 98 is my new favorite nostalgia operating system. I used to really like Windows 95 because that's the first older computer I used when I got into older computers. But I really appreciate the upgrades in 98 and the themes and just the aesthetic of the backgrounds and icons, things like that. So there's a Windows 95 folder in the hard drive because I used a floppy boot disk, and it said it installed Windows 95, but I was never able to get Windows 95 to actually boot. So that's why I went over to Windows 98. So I saved the best for last. Here are all the multimedia buttons. There's a rocket ship. There's a globe button. There are, they kind of flash and like they're going to do something when you press them, but since there's no driver software installed for them, it doesn't do anything. But this is the Compaq Presario 4824, originally a $1,000 PC back in 1997, and just a very neat desktop, especially for the time. A rare model and especially having all the multimedia interfaces. And I really would like to try out some of those features. The RCA port on the front, I want to try to get that going, but definitely not without some drivers first. But I'm going to be making a few more videos on this PC. Spend some time installing software and getting it where I want it. And then this is the replacement disk drive that I had to use to replace the other one that you saw in the video. It came from a Dell Dimension that I got from the thrift store. Came from right there. And but this one's a lot newer, so hopefully will be more reliable than some of these older drives. And I think it's a HT, some kind of off-brand drive, but doesn't look bad. And the zip drive does also work. I only have one zip disk, but it's disconnected right now because the cable doesn't reach high enough. Definitely we'll see a lot more content like this coming soon. Thanks for watching.